Alrighty then. So, how we're going to do this is we're going to first put our little colored dots right there, straight into the flame. Now, I kind of like to do it at an angle at first. That way that I get a bit of those colored dots melted in before they actually start melting through the clear. So once we get those pretty warm and kind of melted into the surface of that clear, we're going to stick it in there even. We're going to do a 90 degree. And we're going to start going in a little bit. I'm actually going to try and turn up my heat here. There we go. And what'll happen is you'll see that face of it will slowly start to sink inwards towards that bubble. And you can encourage that along if you just tilt your hand downwards a little bit. So just be real patient. And you'll see those dots starting to melt in right about now. They're getting nice and flat. Now, the nifty thing is you can look on the right-hand side in that bubble. You can actually kind of see your dots off the reflection of the glass in there, doing some crazy stuff. Now, what I noticed about your Implosions, Boro, is that whenever you did yours, it looked like the lens would touch the bubble on the opposite side. Now, what that does is it'll actually trap a line of air on that very edge of your piece. And I would assume that's not going to be fun to deal with later on in the process. So what I do is I just make sure that I get it nice and flat, and right before it gets to the point where it can touch the opposite side, we're going to punty up to the back side of this lens, or the back side of this hot piece right here, and we're going to do a flame cut. Now, I'll show you something pretty fun about that once we get there. Yeah, so we got our little lens in there. So let's use this. Alright. So connect these two together. Nice cold seal. Now, that center part right there, that's hard to show you here. It's right here. This 90 degree right there, that is what you're looking to touch with your flame. Now what happens is if you just touch that edge as you're rolling and pulling, that will actually take out just a teeny tiny like flat tube. And that's how we're going to do our flame cut. Now, chop them real slowly. And you see how it's extending? It's because I'm just working that edge right there. And go down too far, because then I'll just mess it up. Now, in the last video, you saw me blow this section out. You don't actually have to do that. Personally, I think it's a little bit easier, a little less time consuming than trying to literally flame cut this thing. But you'll watch, you see how the glass is crinkling a little bit? You just got to keep on pulling and don't let it uncrinkle like that. You just want to get it as thin as possible, and eventually it'll cut of its own accord. See? Boink. Voila. Now, I found that if you hold it upside down and melt out that line, then you don't have to clean it up with a rod like I did that first time around. So I'm keeping it upside down and taking that off of there. I'm just melting that really thin line of bubble trash, basically, is what that is, where we flame cut. And melt it to the edge of this flat guy. Voila. Now it looks a little strange right now, but that's because we haven't actually fully imploded this piece yet. So we're going to punty up to the opposite side, and then we're going to start rolling again. Now, when we do this, we actually want this flat piece to bend that way. See if I can figure it. Let me see if I can show you what I mean. Alright. Take off this side punty. Or attempt to, as it so appears. Personally, I have a hard time not melting in my punties on these pieces because of the temperatures that you're dealing with. A little bit easier. So now we're just going to roll on this edge, and we're going to try and melt it in. Just be real patient with it though. Then you can see his shape has changed a whole lot. Just be real diligent about this. It's gonna take you a minute. Go. Trying to chase out all the air out of that little divot on the bottom. Just keep turning. Always use gravity to your advantage. It's what's going to help you close those things up. And almost there. Boom. Voila. Nice rounded circle. Now, what I'm going to do here is I want to punty off, clean up that face. Now what I'm using right now is actually my tie, and it's a striking color, so it doesn't look very nice right now, but luckily for us, we can change that. Yeah. Keep on turning. Go. Alrighty. So there we go. Now we're gonna watch this thing cool down a little bit. You're gonna be able to see a little bit of the colors that I put in there, not a whole lot right now, but sorry. Come on, buddy. Can't really see the colors. Not really in there, but we're gonna restrike it, see what we can make it happen. And got a little bit more color showing through this time. There we go. Thank you for watching.